Heather, every single day we all perform this kind of, well, magic really, without even thinking about it. We take these thoughts, these ideas, from our own minds and somehow beam them into someone else's just by making sounds. We just call it talking. But behind that simple act, oh, there's a secret world of incredible complexity. And today we're going to pull back that curtain and find out what language really is. So yeah, I want you to just pause and think about this for a second. We use language all day, every day, from the moment we wake up to the moment we fall asleep. But what is it? Seriously, if you had to define it, right now, what would you say? Is it just a bunch of words we've memorized? Or is it something way, way deeper? Well, the very first thing we have to get straight is that language is not just a collection of words. That's probably the biggest misconception out there. In reality, it's this deeply intricate, super structured system. It's all governed by this huge network of rules that, get this, you don't even know you know. It's like this incredibly organized, logical machine just humming away inside our minds. Okay, so let's unpack that. We're going to dig past the surface and really explore what makes language our own personal cognitive superpower. Linguists have this really powerful way of looking at it. They don't see language as just a tool, like a hammer. They see it more like a biological organism. Seriously, it's got its own anatomy, its own interconnected systems, all working together in this beautiful, complex way. And the cool part is we can actually dissect it and understand it, just like a biologist would study an animal. Okay, so let's put that idea to the test, right? If knowing a language really was just about memorizing a dictionary, what would that actually look like in the real world? I mean, think about it. You've got a tourist with a phrase book. They've memorized a bunch of words and phrases, right? Where is the bathroom? How much does this cost? But are they fluent? No way. They can't just create a new sentence they've never seen before, and they're totally lost if someone gives them an answer they weren't expecting. See, true language knowledge, it's all about creativity, not just memorization. And that right there brings us to the human language blueprint. What are the special design features that make our communication so different from, say, animals? What gives us this incredible superpower? All right, let's use a classic example here. Picture a parrot. This parrot can perfectly mimic human speech. It can say, "Polly wants a cracker," and it sounds clear as a bell. But here's the big question, the crucial one. Is Polly actually talking, or is she just making sounds? What's the real fundamental difference between what Polly's doing and what you're doing right now, just by understanding me? What's missing from Polly's speech? Well, it turns out Polly is missing a couple of our linguistic superpowers. First up is something called productivity. She can't creatively use the rules to ask for a bagel instead of a cracker, or a peanut, or anything else for that matter. She's just stuck with what she's memorized. And second, she's missing displacement. She can't talk about the awesome cracker she had yesterday, or the one she's hoping to get tomorrow. Her entire world of communication is trapped, right here, right now. Now, all this creativity is built on another core feature, which sounds kind of technical, but is actually super simple: arbitrariness. All this means is that the link between a word sound and its meaning is, well, it's totally random. Think about it. The sound dog. There's nothing dog-like about it. It doesn't bark, it doesn't have fur. It's just a noise that we've all agreed means that four-legged animal. And that's exactly why the word is chien in French or kalb in Arabic. The connection is completely arbitrary. Then you've got that other feature we mentioned with Polly the parrot, displacement. This is an amazing one. It's our ability to completely break free from the here and now. We can talk about that amazing vacation we took last year. We can make plans for next weekend. Heck, we can even talk about things that don't even exist, like unicorns or dragons. No other animal communication system on Earth can even touch this. And finally, we have productivity. You can also call it creativity. This, right here, is the engine of language. We don't just go around repeating sentences we've heard before. No, we create brand new ones all the time on the fly. And you want to know the most beautiful proof of this? It's when a little kid says something like, "he sleeped." Think about it. They've never heard an adult say that. They made it up. They did it by applying a rule they figured out, add ed to make it past tense. That little mistake is actually solid proof that they're learning a system, not just a list of memorized words. Okay, so we've got this incredible, powerful system humming away in our minds. But let's be honest, our actual speech out here in the real world isn't always so perfect, is it? We stumble, we mix up words, and this leads us to a really important idea from the famous linguist Noam Chomsky, the difference between our perfect internal knowledge and our kind of messy real-world performance. So to explain this, Chomsky's theory basically splits our language ability in two. On one side, you've got competence. Think of this as the perfect, flawless blueprint for a car. It's your ideal, unconscious knowledge of all the rules of grammar. Then, on the other side, you've got performance. This is the car itself, actually driving, out there on a bumpy road, maybe in the rain. It's how you really speak, with all the stumbles and slips that happen when you're tired or distracted. And for the most part, linguists are way more interested in studying that perfect blueprint, not the messy drive. And here's a perfect example of what a performance error looks like. You mean to say, I have to feed the cat, but what comes out is, I have to cat the feed. We've all done stuff like that, right? So did your internal blueprint, your competence, suddenly shudder? Of course not. You still know the correct grammar perfectly. You'd probably catch yourself right away. It was just a little slip-up, a pothole on that bumpy road of performance. So we've established we have this amazing, innate ability, but where on earth did it come from? I mean, this is one of the biggest mysteries in all of science, and people have been trying to crack this puzzle for thousands of years. So historically, you basically had two main camps. The oldest idea, which you find in cultures all over the world, is the divine origin theory, that language was a gift from the gods or some higher power. Much later, you got the cries of nature theory. The idea here was that our complex language somehow grew out of simple emotional cries, grunts of pain, yelps of joy. The problem is, that theory never really explains how you get from a simple ouch to a sentence like, that was a surprisingly insightful book. And that brings us to the modern view, which again comes from Chomsky. He proposed something he called the language acquisition device, or LAD for short. And the idea is pretty mind-blowing. It's that we're all born with an innate, pre-programmed blueprint for grammar already hardwired into our brains. Now, we're not born knowing English or Japanese, of course, but we are born ready to build a language, using whatever words and sounds we're exposed to as kids. And this suggests something really profound, that language isn't something we learn, like history or math. It's something our brains are literally built to grow. Okay, so we've got this innate, rule-governed, wildly creative superpower. But why does it all matter so much? Well, the power of language goes so far beyond just asking for a cracker. It literally shapes our entire world. I mean, language is the bedrock of our entire social world. It lets us coordinate to build everything from a simple friendship to a massive skyscraper. It's also a powerful marker of who we are. Our accent, our slang, it all signals our identity and where we're from. It's the very vehicle that carries our culture, our beliefs, and our values from one generation to the next. And yeah, of course, it can be used to control behavior. Everything from an ad that makes you crave a soda to a legal document that can change the course of your life. But ultimately, I think Chomsky really hit the nail on the head when he said that language is a mirror of the mind. Just think about that. By studying the structure of our language, we're basically getting a direct window into the structure of human thought itself. It might be one of the best tools we have for understanding what it truly means to be human. So, the next time you say something, or write an email, or even just think to yourself in words, maybe take just 1 second to appreciate that incredible, powerful system working away just beneath the surface. Because if language really is a mirror of the mind, what does yours say about you?